Hey everyone, welcome back. It's week 7 on the TOS Enterprise. And why is it only week 7? Buck, don't you have the Tiger Tank diorama you're building? I go, yes guys, I do, but I got talking with my client and there's some items he asked if I would be able to add, and I said yeah, so I'm waiting on stuff to come in. One you'll see in the video is an MG42 machine gun team, and I've got stuff coming in because I'm going to do he wants a sniper in this too, so I said okay, yeah, so I'm just waiting on things to come in, so that's why it was a decent week with the Enterprise. So first things first, I should be back at the desk pretty more than I have been the last few weeks with, you know, family coming, graduation, chores outside, weather warm, mowing the grass, and then the next 2 days after that having to mow it again, and yeah, but I've got everything squared away now out there that I can just, you know, maintain, and you guys know that. But I'll be back at the table and going crazier than I have the last few weeks. So thank you guys for, you know, bearing with me with the videos not being as long as I usually can, as on average as I make them, and also that I've just been doing, you know, some short shoots onto what I'm doing with the Enterprise, because a lot of what I'm doing now is just repetitive that I've already showed. But if I'm doing something and you haven't, and I haven't shown it, or you haven't seen my other videos, please put it in the comment section and I'll go more into depth with that. With that, you know, guys, I do the videos, but please, if you got questions on, like I said, how I did something, why I chose to do something that way, or okay, can you get a little more in depth on that? Put it in the comment section. And also with that, I take hey Buck, great job Buck, or hey Buck, frack, what were you thinking? Yeah, please put that in the comment section, and I usually respond within 12 to 24 hours. And now the part that I usually put before the comment section, hey, if you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button, click on the little bell, and you know every time I upload. So with that, guys, let's go see what did get done on the Enterprise this week. Good Tuesday afternoon, getting back in the studio. Yeah, I've been doing some work, but just things like doing some of my weathering, finishing up some painting on the deflector dish, and but I will show you, started getting the bridge back together. Definitely more paint, but yay, I'm getting happy with that. And I got the last of the decals on the Vallejo, and what I'm doing right now is I'm going to be working still in the secondary hall, but I wanted to just get this. What I'm doing is I'm working on the seam line on the saucer section, and one, yes, I put the tape down to help me guide that so I can just see that. Two, because I didn't want to do the window mask just yet. I want to get as close as I can before I put those on to do that primer coat. But this is helping me because with sanding, you definitely, so with the windows here, you definitely don't want to hit that with any sandpaper. Like I said, I did sand them on the back side because to help get that light diffraction, but hey. But now all I'm doing is basically I'm just taking the 320 and I'm just sanding it in an area, and then I just slightly go feel to see how that that lip is, that seam is, because some places it was really good and close, and other places it was what I mean by close is they're pretty well lined up, and then others were kind of like that, sitting over, and it all lined up, but some of these were not the best to say. But yeah, so that's what I am doing right now. And once I get it sanded down, yes, I'm going to hit it with some Bondo and go from there. But yes, also like that tape. But so yeah, that's where I'm at right now, guys. So I'm going to get back to this, and I'll come back and share when I get more done. Well, hello everyone. It is Thursday. Had quite a bit of chores to do yesterday, but I did do some work, a lot more seam work. I got started on the saucer, and then I started playing with these guys. The panels, if you guys remember, let me see if I can get in a little bit closer for you. Get that focusing, maybe. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to show you this. So I'm going to turn this light off, And I'll turn this one off. And forgive me guys if it blinds you, I am sorry. But I wanted to, oh, maybe if I keep it in camera. Yeah, it's just too much. Well, there we go. But you can see how that is just, let me see if I can do it this way. Let me try something here. Yep, no, it's not going to do it. But let me get back up here. And with my fingers, you can see how that's cool, huh? It's lighting, and I'm sorry about it being blurry, but yes, very cool. So I started on those. I've got the main view screen and the computer walls around the bridge done. These guys, I got the rails done. So now I am working on getting the panels. And yeah, this, if you remember right guys, this was that, I found that, not buck. I found these online. I can't remember. I still got the envelope, so I will look that up and I'll share. But this person did a bunch of very awesome panels to be able to light these guys up. And yeah, so it's been, it was definitely a little interesting getting to start working with these guys. I'm not, give me a second, let me get everything ready, and I'll be right back. Okay, see if I can get you a little bit more zoomed in so you're on the camera or seeing what I'm doing. So I've gotten the bridge pretty well fleshed out. I still got some, I got to do the seats and that, but still had to do a lot of hand painting, and I'm okay with that. I'm happy with this. So yay, getting there. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just do one little one real quick, and then I'll get them finished and I'll share. But I'm going to do these two right here, and on the photo etch from these guys. Gosh, I know all this. I do. Sorry guys, I just want to make sure I get the, I know it, but from Paragraphics. Sorry guys. This is a photo etch from Paragraphics. They do supply decals for their photo etch, but I went with these guys. I really like that I found. So yeah, so basically all I'm going to do is try to get these on there right. Got to make sure I know where they're at, right? Oh, darn it. Yep, that happens. Goodness gracious. Give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Okay, found it. Good. Always kind of funny when doing things like this, but I'm going to do the two screens right there, and I'm using my micro metal foil adhesive. Found this is working really good because I don't want to use CA or any other type because I don't want to fog things up, but I put a little bit on my brush and I just kind of dab. I don't go real crazy too much. I just want to make sure there's enough down there for it to glue. Then the fun part, so I don't, sorry guys if I go off camera, but then I just very easily put it in there. And that's basically what I've been doing. And so I'm going to keep going, and I'll come back and show you how things are starting to look. Yay, right? Good morning, it's Friday, and yes, back to work, and actually it is the morning. I'm in the studio for the morning. Yay, got most of the, got pretty much all the chores done and all that. So, the reason this is on here, this box is because I got talking with my client last week, and he wanted to know if I could do a machine gun troop infantry, and I said, okay, yeah, why not? I mean, and I think it was a really good idea. So yeah, so got these, and I'm waiting on one more part to come in, but I'm gonna get these guys washed and get them ready for some primer. And the great thing about the Tamiya kits, you'll always have shovels, bayonets, ammo pack, everything, more helmets, all that. So I have quite a run of these guys, so yay. But yeah, that's what I'm working on for the Tiger. And then unlike the other troops I shared with you guys, they did really good. They gave you instructions on how everything should go together. You know, to work in the platform, to the troop prone on the ground, and they're in English and Japanese. So yeah, yeah, it's great. So that's what I'm working on there. My goal today, not only get those guys washed, but I want to try to get the bridge finished up and get ready to get that all put together. I got to redo the fence, some of the bridge railing. Got to put a little bit more glue into it and get that done. But the other thing I wanted to share with you guys is I've got the seam pretty well squared away. See if I can get this up enough so you guys can see it. Let me get that out of the way. So, I'm going to turn it around. So, yeah, let me turn that down just a bit. Maybe you can see that. So you can see here's the seam line. And it's good on a lot of parts. I did a lot of sanding yesterday on this, and even though, as well as this, the two parts fit together, when you look at the seam line, you're going to have overlap, either under or over, so it's going to take a little bit more sanding, and I did that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some more putty in, but I'm not going to use the same putty that I've used, not the Bondo. I'm going to go with my new favorite for this is the Vallejo plastic putty. I've really gotten fond of it, and it's going to help tie in some of those areas because I don't need to do the whole thing. I just need to bring up that seam. So, yay. So that's where I'm at right now, guys. And like I said, I want to get the bridge finished. I want to get this ready and see if we can get some color, well, not, yeah, some color down on both the saucer and the warp nacelles. But first off is the bridge and getting the troops washed up. But yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. So I'm going to get the bridge finished, squared away, and then I will be back and I will share that with you. See you soon. Okay, got to wait for some more blackout paint that I applied to the bridge to get dry before I can finish doing that. And yes, I am wearing a glove for this because I want to be able to turn it and not get fingerprints on it when I do the paint, because sometimes that always happens. But the one thing I wanted to show you guys, this is called Tack Cloth. And basically, what you want to do with this, I started doing this now. As you can see, it's starting to pick up the dust and all the little, you know, little things. And I love this stuff. I use this now when I paint, before I do paint, because I want to get all those little dust greebles out of there, and you know, and then that way, you know, I don't get those in. But yeah, you just do it like so, and yeah. So wanted to share that with you. And then my primary base is going to be sky gray. And when I do, you know, when I do this, this is a Sky Gray XF19, and that's what I'm going to start with. So let me get the brush loaded, and I will come back and I'll show you how I paint these big guys. Okay, so brush is loaded, and I'm going to do the base coat first, and then, but before I mask and do these guys, I wanted to get the nacelle 90, the big part of it, basically these, not, you know, this, and then the rest of the body up to the end of the nacelle. And yeah, so just like any painting I do, I'm not trying to do it all at once. I'm just going and allowing it to do what it does. And let's see, maybe I have to turn the pressure up a bit there. I usually run about 20 pounds, but, and again, remember guys, just go lightly. And I know you're like, oh my gosh, how can you tell gray on gray if you don't do another color? And yeah, that's a good question. The great thing about the sky gray is it definitely does, you can definitely tell with it. And so like I say, yeah, and then, you know, if I have to, I'll pick up and just go. I'm just looking. I'm not trying to do it all at once. And yeah, this is going to take a bit because, like I said, I don't want to do it all at once. I just want to get it going, get it started, looking pretty. Yeah, giving that guy a run for his money, ain't he? Okay. So right now, that's where I'm going to go with that for now. Because I'm going to keep painting, but I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do all that. So, I'll come back and share when both are done and ready to show. Okay, got the primary base coat down. So yeah, gray, right? I know. So now it's dry. I'm going to go and I'm going to get it clear coated because I want to keep that base good before I start putting masks on. And then getting further with the bridge. I definitely have some touch-up painting to do. I know that. But yeah, it's I've had to even actually trim the photo etch a little bit more just so you guys know, especially when you're doing the instrument, you know, the tabletop computer panels. These you're going to have to trim down one side or the other. And I got one more to put on there, and then yay. Then I gotta go back and do some more touch-up painting and blackout painting on that. But I want to get these guys clear coated and taken care of so I can start putting masks on. And then I got to work on the seam on the neck. Let the seam on the saucer top and bottom half get squared away, and then yeah, hopefully we'll get some more paint down today. That's the plan. Got to get the machine gun troops soaked and washed off. And yeah, so that's where I'm at right now, guys. Trying to get the bridge finished so I can at least start getting all this topped up and get done. And then one of the things I learned, guys, if you don't know what these aren't posts, these are for LEDs. And like I said, with the one on the shuttle bay, I had to get rid of them just to make it fit. But I'm still working on that too because I want to get some of these guys starting to seal up. But while this is out getting dry from the clear coat, I'm going to start working on getting things together and that, so I can start getting this ready to put on top, and then I can just mask this and get this all painted at the same time, because that's my goal. Yes, I know I'm going to have to do a primer coat again, but I'm going to have to do that anyway because I got to go touch up what I did on the seam. So that's where I'm at right now, guys. So plan today is get the bridge finished and put into place, get the lighting ready to go, get this hopefully put on, and then start doing some masking. So yes, I will. Oh, one more thing before I go. Let me get a couple things again. Okay, again, before I clear coat it, I want to do a wet sanding. And like I said, what this does is just takes down a lot of the burrs, you know, the dust, and get that out of the way. And again, when you go to do a wet sanding, just light. Very, very, very light. Okay, I don't want to get that primary color off. I just want to make sure that this is good and ready to go. So that's what I'm going to do, get these guys wet sanded, and then see if I get it clear coated. So I will be back. Alright, clear coat is now dry, and going to get started on the masking, but I had to do a couple things outside because my neighbors graciously had my yard feeded and weeded when they got theirs done, and I really do appreciate it. I thank them a lot. They say, well, you mow our yard, and I said, well, that's what neighbors do. We help each other out. And she goes, yep. So yay, so that's there. And my poor Gabriella's in a fit right now. I took her out before they started, before I even knew they were going to start, and then I was going to take her out, and I saw they were out there spraying, so I got to wait about an hour so everything gets dry. But the good thing is the sun is out and it will dry. But now on to the masking. So I'm going to start the nacelles, and I've got more painting, touch-up paint to do, but these guys are now in, and I'm kind of hit and miss about that right now. I'm not real 100% sure, but I'm going to view it. I like it anyway. So the thing I am doing now is going to start with the big ones because they're the easiest to show, and this is out of the, I think it's number 3. Let me make sure. Oh, this is 32, and that's the smaller sheet. This is 32. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to cut these guys out and off from everything else so I can keep things together, just like that. Put that guy in the envelope, and then I'm going to separate them again. Just like so. And I'm going to start with the starboard side. And when you look at the instructions, he does really good about talking about it. So, yeah. So this is what I'm going for, but this is what I'm doing right now. And basically it's making sure I got everything. You know, you put something on and you just forget where you put it. Darn exacto, I tell you. I just had it too. Okay, let me move you. Move my big old file. That's where it was, under. And basically, all I ever do is I just take, let me see if I can zoom that in just a bit more for you. There we go. I just take, like these big ones, I want to get them started because I'm not going to try to do them all the way. And then another thing Lou always tells you, when you pull these off, don't bend them like that. Get them stuck to each other, because I just did. That's okay. So this is going right here, maybe up just a bit, right there, and then I'm just gonna slowly tap it down and get it firm into place, like so. I'm not sure about that. I like it, but there's something that's kind of bugging me. And the one thing on his instructions is he doesn't have the front of the nacelle put together. And so I am going to do this. I'm going to line these two up. Take a good look. Make sure. Get my tweezers, because I want to make sure these guys are. So I'm going to start back here, and then I'm just going to slowly do that. And then if you see sometimes you got a bubble, or you see that, you can just lift it up and then take it down. So yeah, and just to make sure it's good and smooth down, because I have a bad habit of sometimes I don't do these, get them down enough, and then they just they go everywhere. It bleeds under. So for the next part of the nacelle, he has stage 1 and stage 2. So we're going to start with the stage 1, and he does this for the body, the nacelles, everything. So this is stage 2, and over here is stage 1. The part seams are the guideline, and the big thing about these guys is, I know the yellow's hard, but again, he gives you on the front of the sheet, if you get lost, you always can come to his guide here and look, and he has them each. Stage 1 neck, stage 1 nacelle, stage 2 neck, and all that. Then stage 1 nacelle on the front half, and stage 1 nacelle on the rear half. And then when you start going into it, I'm just trying to, he's got there's the belly, there's the miscellaneous bridge, and and then here's the stage 2 for the nacelles. So we start here, and then we'll end up here like this. So I will go with that as we keep going. So stage 1 is, this is going to stay until I'm completely done. But when doing the first stage, this is, like I said, the first time I've used these guys too. So I'm going to start with the stage 1 nacelle half. So this is, the complete stage 1 part. And basically what he did is he's checkerboarding it. And by checkerboarding, you're going to use the seam line. On the nacelles, the seam line is his guiding point for when he started this. And like I said, I'm not going to make you guys sit here out. Come on now, get out. Sometimes these guys can come out, and then sometimes they just like to play rough. Okay, so this is the top, and I'm just going to start on the right side of the nacelle. I'm going to make sure it lines all the way up, and then I'm just going to slowly, again, I'm just slowly putting that down. And I'll have to look because I don't know part seam guide, because there's 2 parts to this, and I think as it goes back it goes into the smaller ones. But let's do the next one. Okay, lift up, and then just like that I'm just going to line it up to that edge right there, and like I said, I slowly bring it down, and then I'll push it down like that, so I start getting this checkerboard pattern. So when I get started on the rear part of it with the stage 1 rear nacelle decals or guides, I will come back and I will share that with you. So wish me luck. I love putting masks on because now I get to do more painting. Okay, that took a little longer, but had helped the missus with bringing in the groceries. So, but this is the first stage, and it's that checkerboard pattern. And as you can see, I'm going to do little things to fix up, but as you can see, I've had to tweak some of it so I can get it there. And trust me, it's not a bad thing. I like doing that stuff. So that's this one, and then the other nacelle is also done. So just kind of getting these guys matted down and make sure they're there, and do any last checks and see if I can't get a little more paint done today. So that's where I'm at. I'll return when I have more to show. Hey guys, so now I'm going to go ahead and start painting on these. And yes, I have it standing on a rotating table like this because it's easier to get this all in. But I wanted to show I'm using light gray to do my next color, my next base color. And I'm really liking that now. When you guys do this, and I'm sorry, I'm going to try to... Well, let me do this first before I stand it up. I can show you what I'm looking at, what I do. Just a second here, guys. Okay, so I'm doing the light gray, and let me get down a little bit more so you can actually hopefully see it. Maybe. Oh, darn thing. Okay, there we go. Sorry, guys. Again, I'm not trying to coat it all at once, but basically all I'm doing is I might be getting a little closer than I normally do, but that's okay, because with this I'm gonna, yeah, so yeah, I get a little bit closer, not much, but a little bit, and then guys, just like normal painting, just open it up, start, and just go. So before I get too crazy on it, I'll come back and I'll share with you what it looks like when it's all finished. Oh, this stage of the building finished and painting. So I will return. Alright guys, this is dry enough now that I want to get these masks off, and I'm not going to make you watch me do them all, but if you do masks, one, make sure you always have a good sharp X-Acto knife blade on, especially getting them off the sheet. But then you get a good, you got a good blade so you can get it under there easier and remove them. But yeah, now you're kind of starting to see that, yeah. So I'm going to get this all taken care of, and I'll return when it's finished. Okay, those masks are off, all except this one. And also this is where I'm going to have to shut down for the week so I can get the video ready to go. And not a bad week, not a not a crazy week. Just, you know, other things now that it's warm here, things are, you know, I've been having to get stuff done outside. So I do promise, guys, next week get back to getting more done in the studio than what's happened the last couple of weeks because it's been warm. But hey, not a bad week. So I'm waiting on a couple more things to come in for the Tiger Tank diorama build that me and my client discussed, and we'll be getting back on that. But this week, a lot of this week is getting things a little bit more. So the saucer is getting sanded and getting that seam line worked, and then we'll be going on to getting base colors and get started there. Still got reservations, but the bridge is getting there. I still got some touches up to do, but let's see if I can actually get it where you can see, guys. Try that. There we go. And sorry guys, just this side. So yeah, I still got touch-ups, still got some things to do. I am going to tell you, you're going to have to, before you get going too crazy, the one thing I usually always do, but I didn't work each the metal the photo etch and make sure it fit. With paragraphics, there's usually no issue, but and it's not their fault. I just need to double check because I have to trim some of the things off. And so, like I said, saucer getting ready, bridge almost done. Then can get into getting the A and B deck put together and lighted, and the nacelles are starting to get painted. So with that, guys, have a great and safe weekend. Have a great and safe week next week, and I'll see you back here on the bench.